Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 2 here in our Sky Fabrication Sky Base. We are still working to get a bunch of resources from our trees. I've gotten a bunch of wood, so we have a lot to build with. And I've been looking through our quest book to see what our next steps should be. I have a couple of things I think we should work on. Eventually, we want to get to having some automated cobble gen. But to get cobble gen, we need to have crucible, which is going to take clay and bone meal, both of which we can get, but not in great sources. Right now, the only source we have for getting any resources is dirt. And so the path for our dirt that is going to be the easiest one for us to do is to follow this line here. So we need to get ancient spores to create mycelium, which we can use to create witch water. The witch water, if we follow this, shows that we have witch water and we have water flowing into it. We can create infinite dirt, which is great. Then we can use the dirt to run through our sieve and get more resources. So that's what we want to focus on. The first step to do that is getting an ancient spore. So if we check out ancient spores in our book here, or in our thing here, if we're sifting with string, we're not going to get them at all. So we need to get to a flint mesh, and then we have a 4% chance to get ancient spores. We also get a bunch of other items from that too, which will be really helpful. A lot of these are food items and other types of saplings, which will really accelerate our progression and also make it so that we can live off of something other than silkworms and apples. So to get the flint mesh, we need to have 6 flint total. And so to get flint, we can take gravel and break it down or combine it to make flint. We could also sift gravel through the string mesh and have a 25% chance, but that means we would take 4 to get 1, and we can get 3 to get 1 if we craft it. So that's a better chance. If we had a flint mesh, we could do it too, but the percentage is still the same. So basically what we need to do is do the crafting method. So we need to get 3 pieces of gravel for each piece of flint, so we need 6 pieces of gravel. The way that we craft gravel is by breaking it down from cobblestone. So if we need 6 gravel, we need 6 cobblestone. So that's our current goal. I've been turning all of our extra saplings into dirt, so we have some here to process through. And let's just go through all of these and see how much stone we can get. So if we need 6 pieces of cobblestone, that means we need 24 of the stone pebbles. Do we have any stone pebbles set aside? Have some, so we have 11. So we're already halfway there, almost. We don't want to do too much through here, just enough to get what we need, because we'll also have better odds of getting the other items once we create this flint mesh for our dirt as well. That's 24, so we can use that to craft the... Oh, those are andesite pebbles. Oh, I guess we have more stone than we need. I had the wrong ones up. It happens. So let's take this 8 cobblestone. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to use our stone hammer to break that down into gravel. And we can use that gravel to make 2 pieces of flint. The way that the meshes work is they're kind of upgradable. So we take our string mesh, and our string mesh gets upgraded into a flint mesh. And we can put that back in. So now, to get this ancient spore, we just run dirt through a flint mesh, and we have a 4% chance. Which means I'm going to have to get a large amount of dirt and run it through here until we get an ancient spore. Let's see if we get lucky off the ones we have here, and if not, we'll collect some more dirt. Oops. One more to go. Alright, so we got carrots, we got some saplings. Doesn't look like we were lucky enough to get the ancient spore, which I didn't think we would, because it's only a 4% chance, and we didn't have that much dirt. So we're gonna have to keep processing saplings through here to get dirt, and that way we can start getting more of everything as well. I'm gonna just put these seeds in here. These are all things we're gonna want to start growing as soon as we can, so that we can have more food and also more things to compost to get more dirt. Been doing a lot of farming trees to get more dirt. While I was doing that, I went over here and I started to lay down the groundwork for my plan for our base in the future. And while I was over there, a bunch of animals spawned over here. Let me turn these grid lines off. I was using them to lay out the base. But we got some pheasants over here. They keep dropping eggs. We got the coyote that at nighttime wants to eat the pheasants. I also had a zombie spawn, which reminded me that I don't have any light over here. And I killed it. I got 2 pieces of rotten flesh and some gold pants. And I am tired and tired and tired of eating silkworms. So, we got... see how much we have. 27 pieces of dirt. We have more going? Nope, that's it for now. So we're going to run that through and see what we get. Ran through all that dirt, and we got 2 ancient spores, which is perfect. Exactly what we wanted. We also got a bunch of seeds and saplings. I have all the saplings in my inventory so that I could get them for this quest. We're looking, looks like we're missing the acacia sapling, which we get from... we do get from mesh, but you have to run sand through the mesh. Or leaves through mesh. Interesting. Okay, so that's the last one we need for that quest, which would get us some more of other stuff. We'll get that eventually. But the next thing we want to do is make ancient spores will turn any dirt into mycelium. So I don't want to do the mycelium here because I want to leave this for my tree farm. So my kind of plan for all of the... let me turn this sound down on my eating because it sounds really loud in my head. I don't know if it's loud for you guys, but I'm gonna turn everything down a little bit. The main down a little bit too. That sounds better for me. Hopefully it sounds good for you guys. Let me know in the comments if it's anything's too off, but I'll try to test it out when I edit. But my kind of basic overall plan for our base is to do different quadrants. So the circle you can see on the map in the center is where I'm going to be building like the main hub of our base. For now, I just have like a lower half slab platform out there to work as like a scaffolding so that I can get out there to get across and to build. I want to wait until I have some better materials to actually build it. But that's going to be like the hub of this little starter base area. And then each area will have a different function. So this side over here, I'm going to expand out into our farming area. So we'll have crops and different types of tree farms and things like that here. And then when we have other types of areas, we will spread it out more on the other parts. But so we want to do, I want to set up the mycelium and the witch water and all that stuff somewhere over here, but I don't have a permanent place for it yet. And so what I'm going to do is this area here is kind of like my little testing area, so I can build things here, and then once I know how much space they're going to take, I'll move them and give them a permanent home. So I need to get some more dirt. replant this stuff here. Get rid of these oak logs. Having this 4x4, so 16 saplings planted, means that they just kind of grow on their own without having to do much, which is really helpful. I'm going to leave one on here, and we'll turn the rest of that into dirt. Let's put these saplings away for now. Like I said, we're still missing the one. This is where I'm keeping all my stuff for now. We're going to sort it. The other thing we got while we were doing that is quite a bit of stone pebbles, which means I can get some cobblestone here. Get started. That's andesite, diorite, and granite. Sure that these will all be useful as we go. I got 25 cobblestone, which is huge for this early on. I'm going to use, the first thing I'm going to do with it is I am going to use 8 of them to make a furnace. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to be able to make torches. Let's see. Let's put you right here. I'm going to put the furnace right there for now. And then I can take a stack of logs, sticks, and start making up some charcoal. That way we can start having some light in this area, which will be really helpful because I don't want to have mobs spawning, and I also want the trees to grow even at nighttime. So I am mostly sleeping away the nighttime for multiple reasons, but one is because my coyotes that are spawning will kill my pheasants, and I don't want that. I didn't really want the pheasants, they just showed up, but I still don't want them to die. Let's get rid of all this. Okay, so we have this dirt. So the first thing we're going to do is just put down a piece of dirt. We're going to turn it into mycelium. I don't know if that will spawn anything if I spam on it. I know when I do that on the other block, stuff grows. I just want to see if I have just the one, is it enough for me to get mushrooms? And also, I want to see if mycelium spreads to dirt, or if it does it fairly easily. That's a good thing to test. Let's take a little nap here. But the main thing that we wanted the spores for is that we want to create some witch water. So, witch water, sugarcane seed, and kelp. So how do we get those? Let's check that real quick before we move on. The sugarcane, we need to run sand through a waterlogged flint mesh. That'll get us sugarcane. The kelp, we need to have a higher level one. So we're not going to be finishing that quest for a minute. But we can, at least this quest tells us how to do it. So for us to get witch water, we got to take a barrel full of water and click it with an ancient spore to convert to fluid. So let's do... I have slabs over here. Let's not make more. Sure, I will use all of them, but that's fine. Let's do... like that. Oops. And we're going to temporarily put you right over here next to my water. We'll grab some water, put you in there, and hit you with ancient spore. Can I pick you up with this bucket? No, I can't. That's going to be an issue. Let me look at this quest book. So in the quest book, to make the dirt, we have to have water. I think that's in the world. And then water flowing into it, and it'll form dirt. That means we need to be able to get the witch water out of here. And we can't do that with a wooden bucket. Pretty sure the next bucket up is a iron. I don't think there's anything in between. Is there clay buckets? Doesn't appear to be. So what's our quickest way to get enough iron to make a bucket? We want to make iron. We need iron, raw iron pieces with a flint mesh. Can we even get it? Yes, we have a 10% chance with a flint mesh of getting raw iron pieces. And if we need 12 of them, that's going to be a lot of gravel to run through. That's an iron mesh. Flint mesh, if we run crushed granite through, we have a 10% chance. Gravel through netherite mesh, that's not going to help us. So our only options are to run gravel or crushed granite through a flint mesh. It's the only options we have in order to get iron right now. And I have some granite up to my inventory. So let's see. Okay, so we have 26. I'm going to run this through and see if we can't get some iron out of that. With the crushed granite, we got 3 more pieces of raw iron, bringing us up to a total of 6, which is enough to get us like 1.5 iron ingots. We need 3 for a bucket, so we need to get 6 more raw iron pieces. The only other option I have is to run gravel through, and I do have some cobblestone. So I'm going to crush this down into gravel. And I think that this will be worth doing, even though it's using up all the little bit of resources we have. Because if we can get the witch water into the world, we can create a dirt generator, which means that we can get a large scale amount of dirt, which will give us the ability to make a large amount of cobblestone to start, which will get us closer to our goal of a cobblestone generator. Because if you remember from our quest book, actually I don't know if I showed it or not, but the cobblestone generator requires a block of iron and 2 iron buckets. So that's 15 pieces of iron total to get our first cobblestone generator. We also need to make a lava bucket. So we're far away from that. So having a way to get cobblestone early on here is going to be really helpful. So the gravel is going to give us a lot of stuff, but hopefully some of that stuff is iron. Let's see, get any yet? Not yet. We're going to need to make another chest to put all this stuff in because we're getting lots of things now. I think that we could also make it so that we have more sieves so that we can process this faster. But for now, since we're not doing a large scale, I'm just going to run through what we have and see what we get. And then we'll come up with a plan for what the best route to get the last bit of iron we need is. So let's see what we got there. We got up to 8, so we only need 4 more. So 17 gravel gave us 2 iron pieces, which means we really need half a stack of gravel, which is going to be a little bit more to get, a little more grind left. Let's put this away. And this away. What else did we get from that? We got 1 piece of raw copper, or a raw copper piece. We got a piece of coal, some tuff, and some deep slate. So let's check out if we can use any kind of deep slate or something else to get iron. Let's check the raw iron pieces. Look through there again. So this is all granite, gravel. We saw we don't have the ability to make sand yet. It's only 5% chance anyway. Sand through a netherite mesh is really high chance, but we don't have the way to get that. If we get to an iron mesh, we could get a 25% chance to get more iron. So how much iron would that take? Oh, that's going to take 6, plus we need to get to quartz. So that's not very helpful. So yeah, we're still at the same part where the only way to get iron right now is with gravel or granite. So we're just gonna have to keep processing dirt in the way that we can, which is collecting more saplings and turning them into dirt, and then using the dirt to get more cobblestone and granite to process through to get some iron. So it's going to take us a little while to do that, but we're going to keep on trucking at it. Decided to take a risk and try something to see how it would work out, and I'm not positive if it will, but I decided to use shears or use the 2 pieces of iron to make shears so I could get leaves. And I got several stacks of leaves, already up to 14 dirt, but I figured that if I had about half a stack of dirt that got me 2 pieces of iron, as long as I got enough leaves from those shears to get at least that much dirt back, that it would be worthwhile. So we'll see if it works out as a net. Worst case scenario, I just have a little more time than it takes me to get the iron. So leaves only take eight leaves for each piece of dirt. So each stack of leaves I get is another 8 pieces of dirt. So that's 8. That's 16. 2 more. So we're gonna have like 33 pieces of dirt just from those leaves. So it may be a net gain on the iron front. Plus we got a lot of other resources out of it. So get a smart move. I don't think I'm going to make another set of shears though. I think I'm going to use the dirt that I get from here and hope that I get enough to do 3 more pieces of iron to start getting that witch farm set up, because I'd really like to have a dirt generator going. So our experiment with the leaves did not work out so well. I ended up getting just about the same amount of iron I used to make the shears back out of the leaves when I finished processing all the dirt and the gravel and the crushed granite. But I did take some time and harvest a whole bunch of saplings, process them into dirt, and got enough to make 13 raw iron pieces. So we're going to take 12 of them, turn them into iron, and cook them up. I also have a bunch of chicken that was, well, pheasant, that was from coyotes spawning, killing our pheasants. But I will take it. We at least have some decent food for a little bit. I went and added some torches all around here so that all the spaces here are lit up all night long, which means the trees can grow just as often at nighttime as they do during the day, which helps our leaf production or our sapling production, which is quite helpful. So now that we're cooking up that iron, we can use the iron to make a bucket, which means we'll be able to move our witch water, which means we'll be able to set up a dirt farm. Let me get this replanted and then we'll go do that, which means we can get a large amount of dirt coming through. Okay, so we need a crafting table. There we go. First witch water bucket. Let's see. Did that finish the achievement for anything? It did, but we haven't unlocked this one yet. Still need to get sugar cane, and we need to get kelp. That's okay. Let's set up a dandelion. Fancy. Let's set up a section here for our dirt farm temporarily. So I need 4 spaces. And then this space will be flow down. So if I put the witch water there, and then I go grab some water, put it here, put it up. That's what I want. I want to be able to put it against there. This waterlog mechanic drives me a little crazy sometimes. There we go. So now we have... Oh, I guess we didn't have the water flowing down correctly. Well, it's a good thing that we have more ancient spores. Let's try that again. Let's get the water going in the right way first. So, I want water there, and I want it to flow down that way. Let's check out the quest book so that we can make sure we're doing this correctly. Yeah, it's flowing down. So, in theory, if I put the witch water here, why does that do that? Oh, I want the water flowing down one block farther over. Okay. That was just me being silly. I need this to be like that so the water flows there. Then we can put a slab down here. No problem. We'll get rid of this dirt again. We'll grab our last ancient spore that we have for now. Another bucket of water. Another witch water bucket. Oh, I got poisoned by the witch water. That's no good. But now if I break this dirt, the witch water flows over, hits the water, and it turns into dirt. Exactly what we want. I think that it is going underneath though. So let's take this out and this out. Okay, so what we need to make next is we need to grab some wood. I have some wood on me. We're gonna do, oh, I think I have chests that I already made. Let's use those up. Yes, I do. So we're gonna do some planks and a chest. And then we're going to put a chest down in the ground here. Let's take the witch water out for the moment. Yeah, you can see that's where the dirt was going. And then we're going to take a wooden hopper and we're going to feed it into the back of this chest. We'll put the witch water back. And that'll form the dirt right on top of there. Dirt should get picked up by the hopper as soon as we break it. Yep, and there we go. Now we have ourselves an automatic dirt farm. We can stand here and just get dirt to our heart's content. Let's do some light around this thing. Let's do one on this side just to make it even. That looks like a pretty fancy dirt farm to me. So we can sit here and just break dirt till our heart's content and get a lot of dirt to process through the sieve to get ourselves some more stone, which will allow us to get enough to get the clay and the bone meal that we need to move into lava production to make a cobblestone generator. All right, well, we've hit our 30-minute mark, so let's just go through and summarize what we did today. We've got quite a bit done. We managed to get our lighting in here working so that we can grow trees much faster. And we used this hopper system here to get ourselves enough dirt to process and get the iron bucket we needed for our witch water so that we can now have a much, much faster dirt farm. This dirt's going to let us process a lot through our sieve, which means we'll be able to get a lot more stone, but also we have a lot of these crops that we got from processing the dirt. So our next order of business is going to be expanding this area out a little bit so that we can add in a farming area. I want to get some proper food. I'm thinking potatoes is probably going to be our best option right now for a renewable food source that's decent, but we'll take a look at it. We have a bunch of crops to plant, and then we can use those crops to also get more resources as well. And soon we'll be able to go into the next age. If we look at our quest book, we are through, we're pretty much done here. We'll have to go through and work on the mob summoning system using the witch water. That I don't know how that works, but we'll figure it out. Salt, interesting. Okay, and then we're going to work our way down in here to get to lava, to get automated cobblestone as well. So we want to get this area finished out to get our automated cobblestone. We want to work on some farming to get some food going on, and also get the rest of the saplings. Acacia is the only one we need left. And then we have a few other branches to go into down here before we move on to the next age, which is our mechanical age, which is when we get to play with Create, which will be a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed watching this one, and we will see you in the next one.